Hello,
Like
good evening, good evening. Oh,
hello. My goodness. I got here at the drop of a dime. Literally.
literally
Uh,
with about 5 seconds to spare. It's very impressive. Very impressive.
um, look at us being in pieces. Welcome to
Ooh.
Let's Have a Fifi. This is season 11, episode 2. 10 years of being your Wednesday night conversation. Welcome to Let's Have a Fifi. I'm Felicia Fifi Minor, and
And underneath all of this,
yeah.
I am still Freddy Prinze Charming. Well, I'm curious to see how long this lasts. We'll see. It may start falling off, but it's fine.
Botox is a thing, I guess.
Uh,
Freeze frame. You can get exclusive content from us. I wish I would have recorded tonight. I didn't think about it, but
how
anyway,
is it I'm doing better at that shit than you are?
um, you know the reason why. Um, can I let her run around at your house?
No.
No? Okay. Uh, we'd like to thank our patrons. You can get exclusive content from us at patreon.com/. Let's have a Fifi. We'd like to thank our patrons Allison, Brandon, D, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, Sassy, Shannon, Shelly, and Sky. Yes, a special thanks to our friends and supporters, Patricia Mason, Sky, and Drake Jensen, for taking a deeper plunge on Patreon.
Yes.
Um, a special thanks to Success Boutique, LC Christian Designs, and Wigs of a Kind for supporting us. You too can support us, tip us, give us all your money, your winnings, your lottery earnings um, at paypal.me/let's have a Fifi. Uh, and I didn't do this again tonight. I keep forgetting. You can text LHAF to 602-730-7379. And when I remember, you'll get a message from me for updates on the show and any shows that we're in.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and if you're on Facebook, click those stars. We got some stars last week, I think. I think we got 25 stars, which
Hey.
I'm not sure what that is, but we get
It's
something.
fine.
Yeah. So how was your weekend?
So, first of all, I'm gonna throw this out here real quick. I'm sort of at a little bit of a disadvantage this evening because these contacts are like mesh, so everything is a little bit blurry.
Wait, I wanted to switch to
What
you. Oh my
what
god,
did
I
you
can't
do?
see. I wanted to see you closer.
Oh,
I don't know why it didn't
I
shift
don't know.
to
I
you,
don't
not
I don't
me.
know. No idea why that didn't no. Apparently it just wants to
Well,
look at you. It's fine.
I don't want it to look at
Um,
me. Oh, that's
but
better.
so they're mesh, but it kind of restricts my vision a little bit. So like I can see, but everything is just slightly blurry, just slightly. And also my nose is running, but I can't do a
Underneath
goddamn thing
there.
about it because it's underneath the prosthetic.
Oh, shoot.
So that kind of sucks. And also I have to pee because I forgot to do it before the show started. So it's fine. Everything is fine. So
So
over
if
the
you
weekend,
disappear at
so
some point, I will understand.
no, because I'd have to go all the way back into the house. Like it's not um but we all, I mentioned that, the last week that the mini split was working now finally. So over the weekend I was able to actually move the portable out of the fucking thing, and it's in storage now, which means that I was able to rearrange some things. Like I at some point this will be at a point where I will be able to take like the after pictures, because I have a whole series of pictures, and everybody
Mhm.
will actually be able to see what the drag cave has turned into, because y'all will not believe the transformation. Like seriously, it's ridiculous. um but I just did some reorganizing, shuffled a few things. We have to make room for the Cricut because we're now those people because we got a fucking Cricut machine.
Oh,
I know. We did sex trivia on Friday. That was fun.
yeah.
It's always, if you haven't been to sex trivia yet, why not? Like, it's such a good time. Like, it's fun, it's educational. Like,
Our makeup is usually on point.
usually, yes, because they, you know, it's amazing what you can get out of us when we're actually being paid. Anyway, no tea, no shade. I'm just saying, like, if you pay your drag performers like decently, like,
Maybe they'll go the extra step.
it's like, I'm just saying. Other than like sex trivia and like organizing some shit, I really haven't done much else this
Oh,
weekend.
really?
Yeah, I don't think I really didn't do much else. I don't think, unless I'm missing something. I don't think I am though.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know. Mm-mm.
No, I didn't really do much. How was your weekend? It was your birthday
So
weekend.
it was my birthday weekend. We did sex trivia on Saturday, and then on Sunday, God gracious, that sounds disgusting.
So it's actually really hard. I can't. I keep jabbing in the.
You can't breathe.
It's like I can't find my like. I keep putting in the wrong spot. It's fine. It's fine. This is what we do for. This is what we do. Beauty is pain.
That's what we do for
something.
show business.
There's no business like it. No business I know. Sorry.
And then on Sunday, I did magic at Stacy's, and then so the show went okay. I had a humbling moment, I think. So some of the people that said they were going to come to sex trivia for my birthday weekend didn't come to the thing. Okay. And then, so I was like, oh, well, whatever. And then at Magic, some of those people didn't show up. And so and then, people ate cake, but then they left.
Right.
And so I was trying to be not in my feelings. Freddie did invite me.
I probably would have
over,
come for the
but
cake
then,
and left too. But that's just because I'm old.
But I had a very humbling moment where I was like, well, whoa. Don't expect such high expectations out of others.
I've stopped like expecting things. Like if someone's like, "Oh no, I'll totally be there," I'm like, "Cool. If you show up, you show up, and if you don't, then that's fine too." Like I don't like. I've stopped trying to depend on that or relying on it. You know what I mean? It's like, which sucks because there's sometimes when it's like, "Oh, it'd be really cool if you did come," but and you get excited about it, and then it's just doesn't. And it's
yeah, and so that was okay. But as I was leaving the show and packing my bags and having my little humble pie, so keep in mind I had made a nail appointment because show money pays for these things, and then so I went to go zip my bag, but instead I knocked something on my bag and it ripped my nail.
Fuck. Because those are your nails. Those are not fake nails. Those are your nails.
Yeah. And so I literally, the humble pie was bleeding. And
oh God.
So it's repaired, but it's going to be like really weird and long.
For
a little bit because this is like the nail that's like sitting in there to like heal off.
Oh, that just sounds like, oh no, ma'am. No, ma'am, no.
So if you see me, I mean, just ignore
Ugh.
the fact.
Oh, that just ouch. That
Like,
just
don't touch
pains
my
me.
hand. Like, I have snatched my hand away from a couple people because I'm like, it it probably will be sore until it like grows out. Because and to equate it, like I was telling my husband, is that like if you've ever stubbed your toe and like knocked the nail, um, this feels the same way, except I have to use this like
How long do
every
you
time
let
I.
your toenails go to be able to knock your nail
No,
when you stub
okay,
your
so
toe?
in California when we had an earthquake, I knocked my big toenail off uh, on the edge of a door, and my
Ow.
nail was like not even long at all. It's terrible.
Ow.
Uh,
Ow. That doesn't
so
even.
no, it doesn't have to be long to get it knocked off. It just hurts. Like I don't even know I'm sure at one point we had a purpose for these or
For
something. I'm
nails,
not sure.
yeah, to like rip through food and things
Scratch.
and dig to get
Yeah.
I don't know. Evolution's weird. I don't know.
Why haven't
Speaking
we
of evolution,
disappeared the nail?
so
Yeah.
tonight on my on just the tip, we're going to talk about something that was actually because of we were talking about Kanye and things last weekend last Wednesday, and it made me kind of think about some things that I'm like, and this is things that
That masks you a lisp.
I know it's because I can't move my mouth as big as I would like it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. I would like,
Lisp.
okay, first of all, I would like to just, I'm very proud of this whole like thing that's happening on my face right now. This
I
actually
didn't
came to
say
me
I
this,
wasn't proud of it.
no,
I
I'm just saying.
love it.
So the prosthetic itself came to me completely unpainted. It was a completely plain, uh, like piece of latex foam, like that's what it was. So I actually painted it, added the detail, did all the things and stuff. So I think I did a pretty good job for someone that's
You
like
did. You did.
shit at
I was
things
just
like
making
that.
fun of
Like
your lisp.
I know that. I'm just saying I'm very proud of the way the whole thing turned out because I'm not
And I
like
wish that the real Pinocchio had looked like you.
thank you. So anyway, so we're talking about like Kanye and things and you know, people throw around the word cancel culture a lot. And the thing with cancel culture is it's not cancel culture, it's holding people accountable for shit. And, you know, people
Mm-hmm.
call other people snowflakes because they get upset because somebody did something or said something that was offensive and whatever. And it's like, no, here's the thing is it's not, nobody's being snowflakes. It's, we're holding people accountable. It's like, look, you know, what you said was offensive, what you said was harmful, what you said was, you know, problematic and you know, whatever. And I think people have gotten to the point where we're done letting shit slide. Sort
Mm-hmm.
of. Sort of.
What's the sort of?
So over the last few years, like in fairly recent years, there have been some problematic people and things that, you know, it's been like, okay, these, you know, if you belong to a marginalized group of people, then you should no longer have anything to do with these things. On that list includes things like J.K. Rowling, because we all know how fucking problematic she was. Robbie Coltrane, who just passed away, and who, I'm sorry, still a transphobic piece of shit. Not gonna, whatever.
Why do I not know? I
Chick-fil-A.
don't know that name. I don't know
Robbie
who that
Coltrane
is.
played Hagrid in the
Oh, I
movie.
did see. Oh, okay. I do know the name.
So when he
Uh,
died, everybody's like, "Oh my god, Hagrid died." No, Hagrid didn't fucking die. The transphobic piece of shit who defended J.K. Rowling died. And then
oh.
yeah, so Hobby Lobby, Bette Midler most recently, Dave Chappelle, of course, fucking Kanye, who is just oh my god, and then like Michael Jackson doubly so after that documentary came out that I can't remember what it was called. Yes,
So,
the actor, absolutely he was.
yeah.
He defended J.K. Rowling and then when given opportunities to try and learn, he was like, no, he doubled down on it. Like he was a problematic, transphobic piece of shit. Sorry, not sorry. That's just what it was.
Wow.
And then after that Michael Jackson documentary came out a couple years ago, everybody sort of doubled down on canceling Michael Jackson. So it's like, however, and more recently, there have been people calling for the boycott of the Doc Martens shoe company because they were invented in Nazi Germany.
Oh.
However, here's the thing. Okay. So I want to know
Are we picking and choosing?
Right. I want to know how we pick and choose what we are just done with, or what we're willing to tolerate, or what we're like I don't know. I'm genuinely curious how these things happen, because here's the thing. Okay, so you want to boycott Doc Martens because they were invented in Nazi Germany, right? Okay, fair enough. Are you also boycotting Fanta?
Why is
because
that?
Fanta, the orange drink, Fanta orange, Fanta grape, Fanta orange, Fanta.
Oh yeah.
Fanta was invented in Nazi Germany. Jägermeister.
No way.
All y'all fucking people who are drinking Jaeger, are you boycotting Jaeger as well? Because are you doing that too? The jerry can, which people use for camping and stuff, you always see them. They're like they usually carry fuel in them, and that's
I don't go camping, but I've seen them.
Correct, yeah. Invented in Nazi Germany. Methadone. You know that drug to help people?
Oh.
Methadone. Particle board, which most of you have furniture. I'm guessing that it's probably mostly particle board. Pretty much anything you get at IKEA is particle board.
That's what I was gonna say.
A lot of fucking homes are made out of nothing but fucking particle board these days. That's why the walls are so fucking cheap. VW Beetles.
Oh wow.
VW Beetles were created because Hitler wanted a people's car.
Oh, thanks for the stars, DJ Image.
BMW. Let's not forget that BMW basically built the aircraft for all the engines, all of that shit for the fighter planes, all of that.
Oh, that's right.
All fucking BMW. And let's not forget polyurethane. Fucking polyurethane, which is literally in everything. Everything. So are you boycotting all of that as well? Are you getting rid of everything that you own that has polyurethane in it? Are you not going to buy anything that has polyurethane in it? Are you calling that methadone needs to never be used again because it was invented in Nazi Germany? Because if you're not, and you're just going for the Doc Martens, that doesn't make any fucking sense. You can't use the reasoning, well, it was invented by a Nazi, but then ignore all the other things that were literally invented in Nazi. You can't pick and choose like that. There are other celebrities and famous folks or whatever that haven't really been canceled despite being super problematic. Oh god, I'm gonna need to make this bigger because shit's blurry. Hang on one second. Where is the oh my god, hang on. Let me bump this up. Okay, that's a little bit better. I had to bump the show sheet up to 150%. Okay, so let's talk about some of these other celebrities that have shit, but nobody is talking about. Let's not perform them. Let's not do this. So David Bowie. David Bowie had sex with at least 2 underage girls who were 14 and 15 respectively while he was an adult.
No way.
Yeah. It's out there. And I don't know why anybody would be surprised. H.P. Lovecraft, who everybody now is obsessed with fucking Cthulhu. Lovecraft and the Cthulhu lore and all of that shit is like an intricate part of things like steampunk ideology and steampunk iconology and all the steampunk things. He was racist as fuck. Like really racist. I remember reading one of his stories where the protagonist has a pet cat. The cat is black. The cat's name was the N-word man. Nobody's canceling fucking Lovecraft. Let's not forget about Prince. Prince began grooming his fucking wife at 16. He was 31. He became her legal guardian when she was 17, told her to get on birth control at 19, which is then when he was like, okay, now we can have sex. He cut her wages after seeing snacks at her makeup station because he was concerned about her figure, and then left her after their first child had died and she had a miscarriage during her second pregnancy. Yikes. But he literally groomed her since she was 16.
Isn't that happening? That came out recently. Dane Cook.
Yes, that was another one.
Started dating this girl at a young age and just recently like got engaged, and everyone's like, that's shady as fuck.
Yup. Absolutely. Elvis, who now everybody's deciding they have a problem with Elvis. Nobody had a problem with Elvis before, even though they knew damn well that
with Elvis.
Well, it's like it's like now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, we can't do anything with Elvis because now all of a sudden Elvis stole black music. We know that he did that. This isn't new. It's not new.
I canceled Elvis out. Not that I don't like the music, but I don't like the music for a different reason, and I don't like the man for a very big reason.
But he also married Priscilla at 14. And then refused to have sex with her again after she gave birth, saying he couldn't have sex with a woman if he knew she'd had a child.
Gross. Wow, misogyny. It's wonderful. And also, my mom told me, and I found out years later that this was true, that he said that black people were only good enough to shine his shoes, but yet good enough to steal their music and make money off of. So
right, of course. That's yeah. Brendan Urie from Panic at the Disco. He has said some racist stuff. He's been accused of sexual assault. He's been accused of groping minors at shows. He's made a rape joke at a show. He said that he wished he was born black. He compared Caitlyn Jenner to Rachel Dolezal. But Panic at the Disco is still...
They were just here.
Yeah. Nobody's really canceled him. And I mean... more recently, so I found this out recently while I was Googling things. So Doja Cat, who is 27, was in the DMs of an 18-year-old. Barely 18. You're almost 30. What the fuck are you doing in the DMs of someone who is barely 18? Barely 18. Wow. And the people that are like, well, he's an adult. Okay, would you date an 18-year-old? Would you get all up in the 18-year-old's DMs? Because if you wouldn't do it, then yeah,
not a thing.
Coco Chanel No. 5 is like one of the most iconic perfumes out there. People always talk about their Chanel purse, their Chanel whatever the fuck. She was a fucking Nazi spy.
And she was racist.
And She worked for the Nazis so that she could earn back the profits of a perfume line, which she had just sold to a Jewish company. She was a fucking Nazi spy. Like, but her shit's still out there. People are still like, oh my God, look at my Chanel. Look at my... Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a fucking asshat. Apparently, he was awful to his family. He told his daughter that she wasn't allowed to have any extracurricular activities so that she could be available to babysit. He denied paternity forever, refused to pay any child support, whatever, just flat out said that's not my kid. Knew it was his kid. Denied paternity, refused to pay child support.
Wow, I did not know that.
Mother Teresa, this should be fairly common knowledge for folks, but apparently it's still not. She was an awful fucking person. Mother Teresa thought suffering brought people closer to God. So her treatment centers were awful. They would reuse needles, they would use expired meds.
Say
the
what?
mortality rate. Oh yeah, the mortality rate at her treatment centers were over 40%. But
yikes.
As soon as she started having heart problems, she was flown off to a U.S. hospital.
Of course, because that makes sense. She can't trust the care of her own place.
She literally was killing people in her treatment centers because suffering brought people closer to... She was awful. Fucking horrible human being. Horrible human being. Andy Warhol was another horrible human being. He would hire artists for his factory, and if you watch any of there's the Andy Warhol documentary on Netflix. This was so interesting to me. I'm watching this going, he didn't even paint that shit. He would hire artists for his factory. They were overworked. They were underpaid. They would get no credit for their work, and Warhol would receive all the praise. But you even see on this, like, on these documentaries, like, other artists painting stuff for him. Like, he'd be like, make that blue, or maybe make that red, or make that black, or whatever. But somebody else is doing all the fucking painting, not him.
What?
Yep. And then, of course, we have Gandhi, who was a misogynist, who said that white people should be the predominating race, and that black people are troublesome, very dirty, and live like animals. He slept naked with his grandniece to test his willpower to abstain from sex.
Yes.
And then, of course, we still have fucking Tim Burton, who doesn't cast black folks in his movies because they don't fit his aesthetic.
Oof.
But and like that's just a short list. Like, that's literally just a short list. And again, what determines what we choose to acknowledge and what we choose to ignore? You know, you can argue that you know, historical figures were a product of the times, but what about, you know, icons or whatever, like Bowie and Prince, you know? And then you have, on the other side of it, you have, okay, so J.K. Rowling can go fuck herself. I don't give a fuck about J.K. Rowling. But what about the other allies that worked on those movies?
Yeah.
Like, you know, Emma Watson, Daniel Radcliffe, these folks are very outspoken LGBTQ allies. Do we support them, or do we just throw it all away because of one fucking asshat? Like, and this is the thing, like, where's the line? Where do we say, okay, well, you know, what how do we determine, you know? And if we cancel everyone, you know, do we cancel, or do we cancel everyone, or do we cancel no one and instead use shitty behaviors as teaching opportunities? Like, where is that line? Because
I think it's, again, like, some like, unwritten like, but I feel like some of the celebrities that get canceled have a not to say that they're right for what they did. Let's say that. there are some celebrities that learn from their lessons of fucking it up,
Yes.
from
Yeah,
saying the wrong
absolutely.
thing, from doing the wrong
Absolutely.
thing, and they never recover from it. Then we have people that fuck it up and fuck it up on a constant basis. They just keep fucking it up, and we keep letting them fuck it up. And then we say, oh, they don't really mean it. Oh, Kanye's just an artist. Oh,
She's just eccentric.
it,
And Bette
yeah,
Midler
like,
apologized, even though she quoted from a totally turfy article that was written by TERFs, and that's fine. Like, I just like I like this is a legitimate thing because
mhm.
Bowie or anybody having sex with underage people is not okay. Regardless of
Well,
whether it
and just
was,
like I said
the
last week,
70s, the
people
80s,
are
the
still
90s, or the
arguing.
2000s. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's not
People are
okay.
still
But
arguing that R. Kelly is okay.
right. And and again to use like JK Rowling as the example. She's a terrible fucking person. Her words are harmful. Her words incite violence against trans people. I will say that black and white. And then when she says shit like, well, I just look at my, my royalty checks and I'm fine with whatever. Like, you're a
Mm,
genuinely shitty person. But so many of the people that were a part of the movies that so many of us fell in love with are not. And, it's like, how do we separate that? How do we, and there's like there's so many like it
mhm.
I don't know. There's so many contradictions. There's so many
Ooh.
hypocrisies. There's so many things that like I wish I could read that. I can't read it. It's so blurry.
Okay.
Um
I don't know if it'll fit on the screen. Let's see. Kind of close. Dylan says, I definitely think this is an important conversation to have, especially since some folks may feel that if there's no coming back, why try? Some people who legitimately have no idea don't need to be met with so much hostility that they don't even, because it won't fit on the screen. Uh, won't even want to try better. I totally think that Bette Midler and Rowling are different personalities that deserve different approaches.
I, it's just
And
it's
then Paige says, so how do we as a queer community do better? You're so right on calling these points out, uh, a lot like tread lines. So I
because
don't know. I Some of this I didn't know until I read it before the show. But um, some of it is not broadcasted. Like, I feel like the media um takes things and this is the art of journalism and media,
right.
is sensationalism. How can we get people to read? How can we get people to watch? And so it turns into, and for years, I newspaper, radio, TV, doesn't matter the medium. For years, human to human, we have sensationalized and gone with the sensationalism. We have
Oh,
heard on the radio.
ever since there was any sort of print,
Hmm.
that's what sold the papers. That's what sold the everything. Like, that's what you want. You want to be able to, so I just like a lot of people, then you hear well, you separate the art from the artist. But
But do
again,
you?
where's that line? How do you decide which artist to separate the art from?
But
Like, do you separate the art from the artist when it comes to, oh, I don't know, pedophiles versus trans
hmm
folks? What is the lesser of the evils? How do you choose that? Where do you decide to draw that line? And no one is ever able to give me any sort of a good explanation or a good anything. It's just, well, I don't know. And I don't know. It's just something that I struggle with, especially, when it comes to, and I know I keep going back to J.K. Rowling, but she's relevant when it comes to this shit. It's like
Mm-hmm.
my kid loves the books. My kid loves the movies. The movies were ones that when I was in a deep fucking depression, I would put that and Lord of the Rings on. Oh, and Tolkien was another one. But I would put, like the Harry Potter movies on as like when I fell asleep because it was like a comfort, and like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many times I've rewatched the movies. I don't know how many times I've read the books. And how do you how I perform, Panic at the Disco numbers. And how many David Bowie people, impersonators do you know? A fuck
Mm-hmm.
ton. It's
Mm-hmm.
like one of the go-tos when it comes to, drag kings is always fucking Bowie. But so how do you, I don't know. I know that there's a lot to unpack, and I know that it was a lot, but it's something that has literally
Oh,
been,
can you read what Dylan says? It says,
yeah,
I think that one hard truth of life is is that even a terrible, evil human can create something beautiful.
Hitler was an
Yes.
artist. Hitler was an artist, and he loved animals. Hitler was a dog lover. And the books were not awful.
Eddie Omega, stop it.
The like what's unfortunate about like the Harry Potter books is that at a time when digital everything was like the norm, the Harry Potter books basically encouraged an entire generation of kids and young adults to start reading again.
I
Like,
was already reading when they came out, but it made me want to read the whole series. Like,
right.
I was one of those people that like read a book, took a break, like long breaks in between,
Mhm.
unless it was required for school. But Harry Potter made me go, okay, well, what's the next one? You know,
Right.
even watching the Fantastic Beast, I so I watched the movie even this weekend, I think, and I still have a weird little feeling like I love this movie, but how do I feel after I watch the movie? Like, do I
Right.
like do I go on like, oh, I hate her, but I love her. I love her art.
It,
Weird.
it
It
just
makes you
in like
feel
in
uneasy to me.
all of it. And I there's no I don't know that there is a good answer. It's like, and it's one of
Yeah.
these things where it's like it's either we cancel everything or we cancel nothing. Because if we start picking and choosing, and if we cancel everything, we'll literally have nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like literally nothing. Because I guarantee you I could find something problematic in just about everything. And again, if you look at the list of things that were invented in Nazi Germany, we'd have to get rid of everything that's in our house.
Mhm.
So I don't know. And like I said, I don't know that there's a good answer. Anyway, I guess we can move on to current events because I rambled. Sorry.
It's all
Yeah.
good. It's all good. These are things that we like to talk about. It's the Wednesday night conversation. Um, yeah, I had to read Deathly Hollows because I wanted to. The grip Harry Potter had. I read comics, but that was the first book I picked up. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Like kids wanted to, have bedtime stories again. Kids wanted to like it's I don't know. Man.
That was a good one. But
Mhm.
we're gonna go on to current events. Um, this isn't funny. It's funny now that they're safe. Tourist stranded underground at Arizona's Grand Canyon. Cavern. Why? What is that? Doesn't sound right
Caverns.
to me.
What's that? What?
I don't know why that's not sounding right to me. Are back on surface. So what happened is, I believe there's an elevator that takes people down. And what happened is they got stuck.
Yep. For like what, 3-5 days, something like that?
Yeah. And so they
Yeah.
couldn't get the elevator to come back up. They couldn't fit like things down there to get them out.
Like, at what point do
And
you start eating the other tourists? I don't know.
so they're back safe.
Kanye, in the aftermath of his anti-Semitic bullshit, Kanye is starting to lose endorsements. I think right now, big ones.
endorsements.
Adidas is pulled, Gap,
Balenciaga.
I think a couple other luxury brands are like, they're like, nope, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna,
His
Chanel will
bank.
probably get on board with it though.
Yeah. His bank, JP Chase, basically sent him a letter that said you need to
Yep.
remove your money from our bank
Yep.
and move it somewhere else.
He just needs
If
to
your
find whatever bank the
bank,
good old boys are like, if he can
your
find out where
bank,
QAnon is banking, then he'll be fine.
your bank says get your money out of their building. They're willing to lose money. All of these people are willing to lose money to get rid
Yep.
of you. Something should scream, we need to get the
That's
fuck out.
yeah.
So lots. He went from being worth over just over $1 billion to now worth 440 million, I think, in the matter of
That's a lot.
day.
Like, it seems like a lot of money just in general, but that's a big cut. Like, ooh.
And
Yeah.
stores that have a Foot Locker was the other one that I was just thinking about. They're removing everything. Nothing is sitting on a shelf, so you can make money. Send
Good.
it back.
Actions have fucking consequences. And while it may seem like a drop in the bucket, like, actions have consequences, and at least it's something.
So speaking of actions have consequences, I'm not sure if this is a good or a bad. I'm not sure, but I'm sure that the intention of the invite was good, but the thing that happens after is not so
Right.
good. So, Holocaust Museum in LA invited Kanye West for a private tour, kind of like putting, like, hey,
It's
stop
like,
saying
right,
this
it's like,
stuff.
hey, come actually look at this shit before you go running your mouth. Like,
Yes, but instead of making nice, people have made not so nice, and now it's a target of anti-Semitic attacks.
I'm so not surprised.
It's like the dumb people had a rise out of him going. I don't understand. So, yeah.
The St. Louis school shooter had an AR-15 style rifle, surprise, surprise, 600 rounds of ammo, and a note that said, I don't have any friends, I don't have any family. Can't imagine why you don't have any friends.
And how did he get an AR-15?
It probably walked into a fucking pawn shop. He got it on eBay. Like, getting an AR-15 is so fucking easy right now. It's stupid. So fucking stupid. It's
So this one caught me by surprise. I thought I had read the headline wrong, but I didn't, and I found several other articles about this. Penn
God.
State canceled a Proud Boys founder's speech, citing that it was a threat of violence, and I can't imagine why.
Can't imagine why people were like, hey, maybe you shouldn't have this dickweed makeup. Who the fuck? Why in the
Why did
world
Penn
would you
State think
think
it
that
was
was a good idea?
okay?
Oh my God, I cannot.
Why did Penn State think that was okay? Why did they think that was okay?
I don't even know.
Yeah. Do you want to read about good old Joe?
So it's been said that Biden has sold off more oil than every past president combined. Of course, the Republicans are,
Biting at his
so
toes.
right.
Fact check, I think, said that was true. But I think he is other than Obama.
He's planning on releasing 15 million more barrels of oil to help reduce the high
Yes.
gas prices.
Uh-huh.
Um, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries announced plans to cut oil production earlier in October. So gas prices shot up again this month.
Yeah,
And of
they
course, the
did.
GOP is accusing Biden of releasing strategic oil intended for use in a national emergency. It's like, you understand that we're essentially in this economic crisis is essentially a national emergency because people can't afford to fucking live right now, right? But of course, the GOP is the GOP, and they can go fuck themselves.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I don't know what to think at this moment, but a temporary restraining order sought after a group linked to voter intimidation allegations. Um, this is real. This is
Yes.
real.
Yep.
And I think 1 year I experienced it. Um, when you go to drop off your mail-in ballot, so there's some people that don't like to drop it off in the mailbox, or they do. Um, then recently, even more now, people are like standing by the
Mm-hmm.
mailbox
Yep.
or by their post office box. A, federal offense. Um, B, I believe that voter intimidation is a felony as well, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. No, it is. Yeah.
Um, but these people are not just standing around. Some of them are standing around with guns. Some of them are using bully tactics, like appearing out of the
Yep.
dark. I
Yeah.
watched
Yeah,
one
you are
video
you
last.
are not allowed to do that shit. That is absolutely a no-no. Like that you
Yeah,
cannot do that
the
shit.
video I watched last night, I did not want to attach to this because it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
It's
Because yeah,
so fucking stupid.
I'm like, this is getting a little
Um
bit out of control.
uh, fucking Arizona. I'm so glad that did you see Douchey's pictures of putting up the border thing in Cochise County where he's
Mm.
got the I oh my, I can't. He's a fucking clown. I'm so glad he's done. I cannot anymore.
But it's all
Brittany
for
Griner's
propaganda and play. It's that's
fuck, this is stupid. Brittany Griner's prison sentence was upheld in Russian court, so they're gonna keep her for a while. I feel like
yeah,
there's
9 years, 9 years.
yeah, that's
She filed an appeal. The appeal got rejected. They're thinking about doing another appeal. Some people suggest that
they're
they
it's a fucking
let the
joke.
fire
They're
cool off and figure it out in a
it's
minute.
ridiculous. It's
But
absolutely
speaking of
ridiculous.
cooling off, Beyonce announced her Renaissance tour with her new album Renaissance. Um, Great. Her first tickets being sold for the concert sold at $150,000 for
What the
charity, of
fuck?
course. For charity, of course. Um,
That's
but
bullshit.
read the article. I linked it right there.
I
Um,
know. Still bullshit.
I am so I looked um and shout out to those that reached out to me. I just did not check my inbox soon enough, but I wanted to see Little Nas X and didn't realize he was here. I
Mm,
totally could have went. Anyway, um, and then so like you look at concert tickets. Concert tickets are not like how they used to be. I used to be able to like go to
no, they're
concerts
so
like
fucking like,
I
and
used
people
to
are
go to
wondering why
concerts once a month,
the
I
live
think.
concert industry is like tanking, and it's like, well, yeah, you're charging so much for fucking concert tickets. Like, I no, fuck that.
Well, and I'm a big like if I go to a concert, I like the concert t-shirt. So
Oof.
by the time I get out of there, what is that? Like if I buy a ticket for me and one other person, then that's what, $400. Then I buy a
Right.
t-shirt, then that's
And
another
then don't forget like the
100.
$10 bottles of water because they won't let you bring
Yeah.
anything in.
And so by
And
the time you leave there, you might as well have paid your mortgage and live at the stadium.
yeah, fuck
So,
that. I'll go to Disneyland. Screw it. No.
Yeah. So
The world's dirtiest man dies in Iran at 94, a few months after his first wash, which actually is not surprising. Amu Haji, who did not bathe for half a century, reportedly ate roadkill and smoked a pipe filled with animal excrement. I mean, let's be real. When you have that much dirt and shit on you, it basically acts as a barrier against anything that could possibly harm you.
and basically, your body is a wonderful
It's a
creation.
wonderland body.
Yeah, well, that too. And once his body built up the security, the immunity to all of the ailments that are on him, he basically had like a protective shell,
Yep. It's like
and
his
we
own little
washed it off
bubble.
of him, and then
And
so
basically everything would you die. Like there's no way your immune system could adapt to that. Like
his
you
body was probably in shock, like what the fuck?
right. Crazy. Oh no.
Sunlight probably killed him. Goodness gracious. Um, this tore my little heart apart.
Yeah.
Um, and Leslie Jordan, who not only uh, was a great comedian and a queer artist, gay artist, did a lot of things that a lot of people said he wouldn't do.
Hmm.
But he died this weekend in a car accident, uh, which many believe that he was having his own personal emergency
I
while
think the speculation is he either had a heart attack or a stroke or something while
and he
he
was
was
trying to,
driving.
yeah. And so that just, wow. And
Did you
even,
know that he just bought his first house at 67? He just bought
no.
his first home.
Well, a lot of the news stations were saying that he was hot on the spot from the word go when he decided that he wanted to be an actor. Um, and he filled every room.
Hmm.
I didn't meet him. I don't think I have met him, but I've been in the presence uh, of him and think that he was small, but presence was abundant.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
um, there are he definitely did things that people didn't think that he could do, um, and he struck stardom again later, especially during the pandemic, because
Hmm.
a lot of us latched onto him because he became a person of relief, of because there was a TikTok that went around for a while, and we were all doing the voice over because he said, "What are y'all doing? Y'all screwing?" And it brought laughter, even though we were all sitting at home, even though we were all, trying to figure out who's healthy, who's sick, who's dying, who's what. And so, very much a pioneer. And gosh,
Yeah, that one hurt for sure. Like that, I was like, oh my god, what that there, and it's the ones that you don't expect, and they're like, fuck, like,
because
uh,
he was onto another show, and he was getting on to, yeah, yeah. Paige is talking about my comment didn't go through, but be careful even walking to your apartment complex mailbox. Our entire panel was broken into, and they had to replace 20 plus keys, and our mailroom was locked for 3 weeks.
oof.
Yikes.
Let's see. So we're going into the holidays, and we all know that when it gets to the holidays, we have gatherings, and that's when people
Achoo!
get sick. So make sure that you go and get all of your boosters and your flu shots. The CDC and medical experts are saying that you need to make sure that you get your boosters, and that's your COVID, that's your flu shot, that's all the things, at least 2 weeks before the holiday. At least 2 weeks before the holiday. I would say get it now. Just go and get it. I need to get the flu shot, but I need to time it so that I'm not doing anything because it'll wipe my ass out. So I would get it, by the end of the month for sure. Get your flu shot, get your COVID booster, whatever you need to do. Just go get it done so that you're not getting sick and that you're not getting other people sick too. Because this shit is still going around out there, folks. Still going around.
Yes. And for those with littles, hospitals are caring for a high number of children infected with respiratory illnesses already. One thing going around is a combination of flu, COVID, and something called RSV, which I spent RSV. I spent a lot of time watching some videos last night. Don't do that. Don't do that. But just know that it stands for respiratory syncytial. Oh, I think kind of virus infection, and basically it can come off as a cold, and you'll never know the difference. But we want to keep an eye on, and they said don't like lock your children in the house or anything, but you want to keep an eye on like their temperature, keeping them fully clothed, like protecting your lungs, keeping
Don't let
them
your kids run
warm.
around naked.
Yeah. So that they're and they also recommend the flu shot and the COVID shot for the little folks. I don't think there's an RSV vaccine, but
I don't know. I don't think there is either. I could be wrong.
I think it goes along with that. That's why they want you to get the flu and the COVID, because it kind of will overlap. I did get medical advice that you shouldn't get the flu and the COVID booster at the same time, because depending on your body, they may make you.
I think my partner did. Or no. Did she? I don't remember. Somebody. I don't know. It's fine. They're fine. Everybody's fine. So a new study actually says that seniors who spend most of their time sitting around watching TV are actually at a higher risk for dementia, which makes sense. They're saying that the seniors that, they spend their time basically just watching TV, they have a 24% increased risk for dementia. But those who spent time on a computer had a 15% reduced risk for dementia, which makes sense because if you're watching TV, it's a passive activity. You're not doing anything. There's nothing to really stimulate you. You're just sitting there. But if you're on the computer, it's a more like cognitively active activity. So you're actually doing things, you're reading more things online, whatever. So it's more stuff that actually makes your brain work. So, if you've got grandpa sitting in a chair and you just hand him a remote, maybe hand him a laptop instead.
Plus you have to keep that thing balanced to make sure you're not getting too hot from the laptop or the whatever. Yeah. I say keep challenging the mind until it dials out, because that is a powerful muscle that we often just let go of. Got it. Wonderful.
All right, what have we got coming up? What gigs have we got?
So
this is
Friday.
Fun. I'm excited.
Friday, we joined Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter for Cog Match Spooktacular at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I think it's Pacific time, right?
Sure. I don't know. We should probably check that.
The flyer said.
Is that 7 o'clock our time?
No, we haven't switched time yet.
Okay.
We haven't switched time yet.
We don't switch time.
I
don't know what time it is anyway. I don't know. We'll find that out. I don't know.
We don't switch time, but the time around us switches, kind of. Whatever.
So stupid.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a good time. Go check out Madame Askew and the Grand Arbiter, the Temporal Entourage. Go check out their Facebook page. There's all the information there. You have to register so they don't have randos just coming in, but it's free. Just go in and register as like either a guest, or if you want to be a contestant, you can be a contestant. That should be fun. We've done it a couple times, and it's a good time. It's great. It's definitely a good time.
It's better when I drink, because I think that I come up with the better answers when I'm.
Maybe I'll have a cocktail or something. That could be fun too.
I mean, we're at home anyway, so.
I mean, right? I don't have to drive anywhere. And then on Saturday, for folks that have little ones and not so little ones, I am going to be with Drag Story Hour at Brick Road Coffee. AZ Typo is doing a trunk or treat event down there, and there's going to be costume contest for little ones, and then a costume contest for like young adults. There's also going to be a story hour at 5 for little ones, and then a story hour at 7 for young adults, which I'm doing. So I've got some fun stuff to read too. I'm excited about that one. The costume contest for both, and Brick Road Coffee is such an awesome place. It's queer owned. Almost everybody that works there is queer, and it's great. I would highly recommend going to check it out.
To be
if you've got
honest,
little
we're
ones
all
and
just a little bit queer.
Right. If you want like a good, safe place to be able to take the kiddos where it's still going to be fun and they can still dress up and do things, highly recommend it. And then I'm just going to throw this out because everybody seemed to think I was moving to fucking Houston. I'm not moving to Houston, y'all. Jesus Christ. I'm not moving to Texas. I'm going to be in Texas for like a week, which is why I don't have very many gigs going on right now because I got other shit to do. So
it was just the way that it was written. It made it sound like you were getting out of town and not coming back.
I didn't get that at all, but whatever. I'm going to Houston for like a week because I'm going to support Randy Wild as he competes for Mr. Gay US of A at large from like November 7th through the 12th is when I'm going to be there. So I'm not going to be here, which means there's like a couple of weekends where I will not be doing jack shit because I'm going to be driving and stuff. So I don't have anything. So I'm not moving to Texas. Yeah, they wouldn't care about me. They'd be cooking. It's fine. So I'm not moving to Texas. I'm just going to be there for like a week doing shit. That's all. I'm not performing.
Who's in charge of the rumor mill around here?
Not doing any. I should just start a fucking. That's fine. Oh, and we do have some upcoming guests booked. Believe it or not.
Thanks to Freddy, because I have not.
I know. I'm actually like doing things. Coming up on November 16th, we have Sir Eric, who is the Mr. Phoenix Leather 2020. But he's going to be on. He's going to be talking about things leather and kink, and he's going to be talking about Wax-A-Bear, which is happening on November 19th. It's always a fun event. It's a great charity event raising money for.
Wait, we actually get to wax a bear?
Yes.
For how much?
It's all about auctions, and you can bid to wax a strip off a very, very hairy individual. It's always a lot of fun.
Like Freddy Prinze Charming?
No. November 23rd, we've got Jack Rabbit, who is a fantastic performer out of Austin. He's also on the board of the Austin International Drag Festival, so he'll be on talking about AIDF, what's coming up for AIDF, Austin drag, and all sorts of fun stuff. Phenomenal individual.
Fabulous.
A lot. And then November 30th, we've got Dylan B. Dickerson White, which his name is too fucking long. Like, dude, I need you to. Can we shorten that?
It's just about as long as yours.
It is not. Thank you very much. Who is our current Mr. Trans USA 2022. So Dylan will be on, and he'll be chatting with us about the pageant, about his reign so far, all sorts of fun stuff. So I'm excited to have him on as well. So look at that. We've got 3 guests lined up already in November. I'm super excited. We've got more in the works. I'm reaching out to people. So we've got
to
stuff.
Look for somebody while you're gone.
Oh yeah. Does anybody want to co-host with Felicia on November 9th? Because I'm gonna be in Houston. I'm not moving to Houston. But I won't be here. So if anybody would like to like sit and co-host with Felicia, Let her know.
Otherwise,
She'll
I'll
need
do it
somebody
by
to talk to.
myself.
She
I
needs somebody
don't
to talk
mind.
to.
I don't mind talking to
My
myself.
partner will probably do it.
I don't mind talking to myself.
Oh Lord. But yeah, reach out to Felicia if you want to take my place for an evening.
You have
You have
equipment?
equipment? Bullshit. You
Wait a
have equipment.
minute.
No. Oh my God.
I read that in so many different ways, but there's so many of you that want to be on here. I didn't know that this was a thing. I didn't know.
Great. Apparently, I'm replaceable. That's fine.
I didn't know
Whatever.
that this was a thing. Look at, we're looking to go in a new direction. Too soon. Oh my gosh. Well, when you move to Texas, you can
Yeah,
still work
thanks.
you can still be remote. You'll have to still remote in.
Oh, fuck. I'm not moving to Texas. And if
Oh
I
my
did
gosh,
move to Texas, it sure as fuck wouldn't be Houston.
oh my gosh, that happened so quickly. I was like, oh shit, people are like
In like
latching
30
on
seconds,
to
everybody's
this.
like, oh, cool, Freddy's out. No, Jesus Christ. Good Lord. No, I'm not fucking moving to Texas. I'm not,
I was like, oh, wow, news to me. If he isn't in Texas, he'll be here next week. That's hilarious. Anyway, thank you for joining us for your Wednesday night conversation. And there's so many of you that joined us tonight. Many people saying, don't move to Texas. Okay. You either want him to or you don't. Make up your
right.
mind.
Seriously. Like everybody and their mother already had me moving to fucking Houston today. And now all of a sudden, like, no.
Well, I found you an apartment there. I don't know if you were looking, but
Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining the Wednesday night conversation. Thank you all for watching live, and those that watch on the replay, and those that listen on the podcast. I haven't even checked numbers for podcasts, but we were doing pretty well before the break, and so I hope that we're still doing well.
Hopefully people will get back
this
into
season.
it.
Yeah.
We
We'll see you
appreciate
next
you.
week for your Wednesday night conversation.
And make sure that you subscribe to our Patreon and all that fun stuff, because we've got extras and things that are going up that you won't see anywhere else.
Anywhere. Good night.
Good night.